Hey, everyone, and welcome back. We've got a pretty remarkable medical story to dive into today.
Yeah.
It's a story about survival, like real survival against all odds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, we're going to be talking about this teenage girl, right?
Mm.
And she gets hit with this life-threatening infection,
Oh, wow.
and it's so severe she needs a 60% debridement.
60%.
60%. I mean, you know how when you get like a scrape or something, you have to clean it really well, right? So it
Yeah.
doesn't get all infected.
Right, yeah.
Well, imagine that, but like on a massive scale, like we're talking 60% of her tissue had to be removed. Just a really dire situation.
Yeah. That's pretty unheard of. 60% debridement. I mean, that indicates like a level of injury or infection that most people just wouldn't survive.
Exactly.
It's really a last resort.
And initially, the doctors weren't even sure if she'd make it through the procedure. But what makes this story so incredible is how they approached her treatment. We're talking about a 5-week medically induced coma, the use of cadaver skin,
Wow.
and just a totally unique approach to tissue regeneration.
Wow.
And to help us understand all the medical complexities of this case, we have our expert here.
Happy to be here. So, yeah, let's break down debridement a little. What it is, why it's necessary. So, essentially, it's a surgical procedure,
Yeah.
and what they're doing is removing dead or damaged tissue, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like, when you prune a plant, you're getting rid of all the dead stuff so the healthy parts can grow and thrive.
Gotcha. So in this case, they were trying to stop the infection from spreading even further,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But with 60% needing to be removed, I mean, what was even left to work with?
Yeah. That's the crazy part. So her calves, they were completely gray.
Great.
Yeah, meaning the tissue was dead.
Oh, well.
And so the medical team, they faced this huge dilemma. I mean, if they removed all the dead tissue, it would have left basically nothing but bone,
Right.
which probably would have meant amputation.
Yeah. So they're trying to save not only her life, but also her limbs.
Exactly.
I can't even imagine what that must have been like for her and her family.
It's tough.
So what happened next?
Okay, so the medical team led by the head surgeon, they make this groundbreaking decision, right? And instead of removing all of the dead tissue, they decide to leave some of the gray tissue intact.
Really?
Yeah. Huge gamble, totally outside conventional medical practice.
Okay, so they're leaving dead tissue in hopes it'll regenerate.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds incredibly risky. Why would they even do that?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, right? It really came down to this deep understanding of the body's ability to heal. Like they wanted to give those tissues every chance to thrive, to regrow, but they needed to buy some time,
Yeah.
and protect those tissues while they did their thing.
And that's where the cadaver skin comes in, right?
Bingo. They used the cadaver skin as a temporary cover for the exposed areas, like a bridge until they could begin skin grafting.
Okay.
Not a very common procedure, but in this case, totally essential to protect the wound, create a good environment for healing.
Right. So they're trying to regenerate dead tissue using cadaver skin as like a temporary shield.
Yeah.
Okay, it's starting to make a little more sense now. But
Yeah.
What about the 5-week coma?
Yeah.
What role did that play in all this?
Okay, so a 5-week medically induced coma, super crucial, and for a few reasons. First and foremost, pain management. I mean, can you imagine the pain of a debridement of that scale?
Oh, gosh.
No.
No, I can't even imagine.
Right. So the coma basically protected her from that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it also served this other purpose, right? It allowed her body to just focus all its energy on healing. No movement, no external stressors, just pure healing.
So it's fascinating how they combined traditional surgical techniques with something as drastic as a medically induced coma.
Yeah.
But they had one more trick up their sleeve, right?
Uh-huh.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Yes. Now this is where things get really, really interesting. So they're giving her body this huge oxygen boost, but how effective can that be? Could dead tissue actually come back to life? That's what we'll find out.
So we've got this young woman, right, in a medically induced coma, covered in cadaver skin, and now they're adding hyperbaric oxygen therapy to the mix. It's, it sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
It really does. Like, it pushes the boundaries of what we think of as medicine.
Yeah.
So hyperbaric oxygen therapy, it involves placing the patient in this pressurized chamber.
Okay.
And they breathe pure oxygen. So Think of it like giving your body this mega dose of oxygen, way more than you'd get just, breathing normally.
Right, right. So it's not just about helping her breathe easier. It's about flooding her system with oxygen to help with the healing, right?
Exactly.
But how does that actually work? I mean, can this really revive dead tissue?
That's the question, right? And the science behind it is it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So basically, by increasing the oxygen levels in the blood, right?
Right.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, it supercharges the body's natural healing process.
Great.
Oxygen, it's like fuel for our cells. And by giving them a ton of it, they can repair and regenerate way more efficiently.
So it's like giving those cells like a boost, like an extra push
Yeah.
to get to work, rebuild the damaged tissue.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, cool.
And in this case, the girl, she was spending like up to 5 hours a day in the hyperbaric chamber, twice a day.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. I mean, that's commitment to healing.
Wow. 5 hours at a time, twice a day.
Yeah.
That must have been grueling for her, even though she was in a coma. I mean, just to go through that.
Yeah, absolutely. But the medical team, they felt that this this intense approach was absolutely necessary to give those tissues the best chance at recovering. I mean, remember, we're talking about a massive area of dead tissue here.
It's mind-blowing to think that they were able to combine all of these approaches.
Yeah.
The debridement, the cadaver skin, the coma, and then the hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Right.
And it all worked together to give her a fighting chance. I mean, it really speaks to the skill and the dedication of the medical team.
It really does. It wasn't just about following some standard protocol.
Right.
It was about thinking outside the box, pushing the boundaries of medical knowledge, and really tailoring a treatment plan that was specific to her needs.
Yeah.
It took a lot of expertise and collaboration.
Yeah. It's inspiring to hear about this kind of innovative thinking in medicine. But let's take a step back for a second and think about this from the girl's perspective, right?
Yeah.
She's in a coma. Her body is basically a massive wound. She's undergoing these intense treatments.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine the psychological impact of that experience?
It's hard to fathom, right, what she must have been going through, both physically and emotionally. I mean, even though she was unconscious, the trauma to her body was undeniable. And then waking up and facing the reality of her condition,
Yeah.
long road to recovery ahead. I mean, it's a lot to process.
I imagine there were moments of fear and uncertainty and maybe even despair.
Of course.
But there must have also been moments of hope, gratitude for the medical team, and maybe even this growing sense of her own strength, her resilience.
Absolutely. And this is where the support of her family and loved ones would have been really crucial. Their presence, their encouragement, their belief in her ability to heal.
Right.
I mean, all of those things would have played a huge role in her recovery.
This deep dive is it's turning out to be a lot more than just a medical marvel.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about the limits of human endurance. The power of innovation and the impact of human connection in the face of adversity.
You hit the nail on the head. It's a reminder that medicine is not just about procedures and technology, right? It's about people. It's about compassion, empathy. It's about the belief in the possibility of healing, even when the odds seem totally insurmountable.
Yeah, it's incredibly inspiring. But as we've discussed, this approach, it came with risks.
For sure.
It was a gamble.
Yeah.
Did it pay off? Did this incredible combination of treatments actually work? That's what we'll find out.
Yeah.
So we've talked about all the incredible lengths this medical team went to to save this girl's life and her limbs.
Right.
But the big question is, did it actually work? Did this bold, innovative approach actually lead to her recovery?
Yeah, that's the question we've been asking all along, right? And the answer is yes.
It worked.
It worked against all odds.
Wow, that's incredible. So the tissue actually regenerated. She was able to avoid amputation.
She was.
So she fully recovered. What was her recovery like?
Well, it wasn't quick or easy.
Yeah.
She spent months in physical therapy, learning to walk again, regaining her strength. There were, setbacks, challenges along the way, but she persevered.
It's hard to imagine that kind of determination
Yeah.
to learn to walk again after such a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
And not to mention the emotional and psychological recovery too.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't just about her body healing.
Right.
It was about her coming to terms with what she went through,
Yeah.
adapting to the changes in her body, and just building a new sense of self.
Absolutely. And that's where the role of family and friends and mental health professionals, it's so important, right?
Yeah.
They provide the support, the encouragement, the guidance that you need to kind of navigate that really complicated journey of recovery.
So she recovered. She learned to walk again. She had this
Mhm.
amazing support system. That's a truly inspiring outcome.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out a little.
Yeah.
What are the implications of this case for the medical field as a whole?
Well, this case is groundbreaking, really, in a lot of ways. It challenges a lot of the conventional medical wisdom, right? And
Yeah.
it really opens up new possibilities for treating these, severe injuries and infections.
So this isn't just a feel-good story. It could potentially change the way doctors approach similar cases in the future.
It absolutely could. I mean, it highlights this incredible potential for the body to heal itself,
Yeah.
given the right support. And it's a testament to the power of innovation
Yeah.
and collaboration, thinking outside the box.
It makes you wonder what other medical miracles are possible if we just keep pushing the boundaries of what we think we know.
Exactly. This case, it should really inspire more research into tissue regeneration, into hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and just into the way all these factors work together to create healing. It's a beacon of hope for patients who are facing these challenges that just seem impossible to overcome.
Well, it's been incredible exploring this medical marvel with you. We've learned about debridement and a cadaver skin and hyperbaric oxygen therapy
Right.
and just the remarkable resilience of the human spirit.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and healing are possible.
And that even when faced with those incredible odds, the human body with the right support and a little bit of innovation can really do amazing things.
They can.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah.
We hope you found it as inspiring and thought-provoking as we did.
I did.